Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Frame rate on Trinity FM.
See that? You see those lights there, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about them?
If it goes red, it means you're too loud. So you can stand back here. I have it adjusted so that you can be comfortable. Don't eat the microphone.
I just want to scream really loudly into it.
Please don't, because you'll damage my hearing. You want to wear the earphones?
Not really, no. Oh, right, so it's actually just... Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. Check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check. Just
1, 2, 3. Testing.
You don't need to lean in. I have it turned way up, so you can stand. You can sit like just.
lovely.
As long as you sit the distance I'm at, it's perfect. So
What
you
if
can
the
sit
pizza comes while we're recording?
then we'll pause the recording.
Oh, yeah, we're not going live, so we can pause
I'll
it.
do it
Yeah.
live.
So
We'll do it live! Oh, fuck it! We'll do it live! We'll do it! I kind of want to see that now.
okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Frame Rate, not on Trinity FM. My name is Sean Clerkin, and this is a pop culture show where we talk about music.
Fucking thing. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
We have a very special guest in the studio today,
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Mr. Bill O'Reilly.
No, this is what happens when you give us access to YouTube.
Yeah, well, we have access to YouTube on the normal show. It's just somebody with some sense is normally at the helm. But anyway, yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, lads, I now have a new order keeper.
Oh, God.
Brought all the way from the United States. This, lads, a aluminium baseball bat. So think twice before you say something on the show now.
Jesus.
Do we understand?
Oh my god, why do people even make those things?
Okay, I'm going to leave that. Yeah, this is Frame Rate on Trinity FM.
Is this what it's like to be on the radio in Sicily or something? Or?
This is what it's like to be on a radio in North Korea.
In fascist Italy.
This is what it's like to be on the radio in medieval Europe when you're dressed in full plate and mail.
Radio in medieval... You know what, I'm not even going to.
Yeah, so this is the very last show for a while that Michael would be on, at least until he comes back, because tell the good people what's going on, Michael.
Well, essentially, for our two listeners, I will bid you farewell for a time because I'm moving to Italy for the next 9 months, and starting this Saturday, and I will be back for Christmas, but that's about it. And if we develop the technology to have me Skype in some other way...
I'm sure it's technically possible.
I'm sure it's possible, but
probably do it.
Yeah, but if we figure out how to do that, I will be joining you.
If RTE is able to do it, sure.
Yeah, if RTE is able to do it, anyone can do it. As I suppose you're overseas correspondent, so...
We'll have you in the Vatican.
Yeah, I mean,
games with the Pope.
I'll try and get a comment from the Pope if I can, but...
On gaming controversies and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I am joined in the studio today, by the way, by Michael, who's
Hello.
already spoken. Owen McConnell.
Yeah, I'm always here. I'm not going away for a long time.
And the very first time, our number one listener and now host on Frame Rate Trinity FM, Alexander Bose.
Hello. I'll probably be the one person that listens to this now later on.
This could be possible, yeah.
And just so you know, listeners, if any of you listen to it as religiously as Alex did, you could be sitting here with us too.
Yeah, other Alex is dead. So until he returns from the dead, we can't have him back.
Well, I mean,
You got a shot on the radio.
he liked For Honor. It was probably for the best.
Probably playing Destiny or something.
You get a shot on this radio station. You either have to watch it religiously enough or just be a pizza man.
Oh yes, we were thinking of tipping the pizza man by offering him
Yeah,
slots.
we're cheapskates, so we thought instead of giving him an actual tip, we'd just offer him a place on our radio show.
Yeah, I didn't factor the
Lie to
tip
him.
into the
Just lie to
delivery.
him and
That's
tell
fine.
him.
He'll be fine. He's probably paid a living wage anyway.
Oh, I'm sure he gets enough.
Lie to him and tell him that there's like 10,000 people listening or something. And he'll be too shy then when he gets on it.
Yeah. We'll have some really strong and controversial opinions about things.
Oh, fuck.
Take out the controversial opinion bat again.
No, he'll all say how, like, we'll get him on and he'll be all like, how,
So, ladies and gentlemen, the pop culture news is first and actually only item on the pop culture news list is Star Wars Weekly. In keeping with a general theme from most of last year, we
you deserve to be deafened.
It's treating then, right? So the item to
A
do with Star Wars.
surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
The item on the list is.
This is where the fun begins.
The item on the list is J.J. Abrams has returned to, or will be returning to direct Star Wars Episode 9.
Actually, yeah, you know what he probably said. No, I genuinely, like, they were probably like, JJ, who would you cast as who would you have as the director to Star Wars Episode 9? And he just said, "Back away! I will direct the movie myself." Oh, that was great. That was really funny.
The news comes after the previous director, Colin Trevorrow, who was the director on Jurassic World, bowed out of the project after creative differences with executives. So, what do we think about this? Like,
I'm a bit worried about the nature of the creative differences.
Like, this is the thing. Disney also fired Christopher Lord and what was his name? What was their name?
The guy who's directing Han Solo.
Something Lord and something Miller. Yeah, the guys who are directing the Han Solo movie. They were something like, like that movie's coming out in 5 months' time. And
Is it?
Next May. Sorry, it's a bit after 5 months. But anyway, like that movie is not an inconsiderate amount of time insignificant amount of time into production, and they just got rid of them. They said, "Look, we'll do it from scratch if we have to."
Do
We'll do a live.
No, I mean,
we'll do a live performance of the movie, Terry.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wonder what they're doing. Part of me is kind of slightly worried that they're doing the same thing they did. Like, no, obviously it wasn't Disney, but they're doing a similar thing with the prequels, where they're going to kind of make it more
Kid friendly.
kid friendly. Yeah, that's. I mean, given that it's Disney, I just have that suspicion.
I don't think so. I mean, the first, the movie that J.J. Abrams has directed in the Star Wars franchise, which is of course Episode 7,
Yeah.
was that really entirely kid friendly?
No, and I'm not unhappy.
Spoilers for Episode 7, god damn it. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not unhappy that Abrams is directing it, honestly, but I am worried it's going to be a bit like Peter Jackson directing the Hobbit films after Guillermo del Toro decided not to.
Well, to be fair, Guillermo
del Toro was going to direct The Hobbit.
He was, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, Guillermo del Toro was only involved in the first one. And I think he was involved in some tiny way in the second and third one, but I think he was only supposed to direct the first one, and that was the only one he was heavily involved in. And to be fair, when Peter Jackson took that one over, that was generally an okay movie. The only
the
one.
first one was okay, the second one was just kind of okay, and the third one was just garbage.
It was awful. But but I mean, to be fair, the one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's the best example, because that was actually an okay movie.
Edgar Wright was going to do Ant-Man, wasn't he?
Yeah, but creative differences again with Disney.
You can see a few leftover Edgar Wright jokes in the finished film.
Yeah,
Even just, I think some of the cinematography stayed. I mean, there's this sequence in Ant-Man, which is the Hispanic guy is narrating what's happening, and then everybody else is moving their mouth. So you hear his voice, but it's Stan Lee on screen and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and that is a very Edgar Wright move.
It sounds like
it makes you wonder how much he'd actually directed before they got rid of him.
It sounds like it was a bit easy for your man who did Jurassic World to just get out of doing Star Wars. Or maybe they fired him.
You need to speak up to think on it.
It sounds like it was a bit easy for him to get out of doing something as big as Star Wars. Or maybe he was kicked out of it instead, rather than him leaving.
Possibly, but I know I would like to believe that there's a pattern here. There's a lot of directors who have said, "Yeah, we have creative differences with the executives at Disney."
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really have a reason to believe that he got kicked out instead of leaving.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what were all of your opinions on Jurassic World?
I didn't see it.
I liked it. It was good. But I wish I was really annoyed that they had loads of practical effects in it, and then executives decided that they wanted just to put computer generated stuff over all of it.
Yeah,
it was a little bit stupid. Not to say, it was a little bit dumb. How your one in it was able to run away from the monster in high heels.
It's a big it's a blockbuster.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm getting. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see it because I really like the original Jurassic Park. That's a fantastically good movie. Yeah. But I'm getting a little bit tired of. It's basically just become which 80s or 90s franchise are we going to get a blockbuster version of now? I mean, now we're getting Blade Runner, which I'm genuinely excited about. That looks from the trailer, it looks good. But
we had it last Friday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and with Jurassic Park, I'm just kind of like, do we really need another Jurassic Park movie?
I think we're talking about reboots.
We're getting Jurassic World.
Instead of
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did, to be honest.
quote them, instead of wondering what they could do, they should have wondered whether they should do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it exactly.
That's not how Hollywood works now. In 2000,
I don't
mid
mind
2000s.
sequels as much
Huh?
as reboots. I don't mind sequels as much as reboots.
Yeah,
if they
yeah,
have a
but it's fine.
genuinely good story and they keep putting in continuity. That's okay. But I'm not a big fan of reboots and remakes. Or else, if you are, do it like The Thing and actually put effort into it and write it from scratch.
We are rambling, lads.
We're not really.
We have no
Anyway.
time to it.
we moved from Star Wars to reboots. Well, look,
I mean, like,
I guess it was a reboot.
it's a pretty thematic.
Anyway,
But no, actually, I'm just going to say that before we came on air, Clerkin had his little. Oh, but does anyone actually remember who directed any of the Marvel movies?
who directed Thor 2?
Some guy.
Yeah, exactly. Who
Yeah, but
directed,
listen,
who's the guy who's directing Thor Ragnarok?
Do you ever see that video of the,
Exactly.
Do you ever see that video of the guy going around asking people can they sing Marvel songs?
I can. I know the Avengers theme.
I
And I was like,
Why do you know the Avengers thing?
You don't?
No, it's
No, does it have a theme?
I
Yes.
can't remember it.
You know what to hear. You
It
know?
goes dun, dun,
Yeah, hang on.
It's something like that.
I mean, I don't really think those movies. You went to them for
I
the
remember the
soundtrack.
Spider-Man
The,
thing.
well, the running
it's-
theme.
no,
this
no,
is
like
a this is a very much a sidebar. But the running theme of that video that was like it was that the Marvel movies, for all their success, don't really have memorable scores.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you can tell me the Star Wars music, you can tell me the Jaws music, you
Not
can
the
tell me
shows,
like whatever,
yeah.
but you can't tell me
Yeah.
what's
Spider-Man.
what's Iron Man's theme.
X-Men's theme. X-Men's theme's great.
You know what though?
don't
you,
remember
you
that.
must know it. Like,
So, this
like that.
Probably wouldn't remember that.
That's pretty lame, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, hang on. That's just the opening bit.
I just remember that it
That's-
goes high and then low or something.
Oh, I know. But like,
To be honest, that's pretty generic or something. I don't know.
put on the X-Men theme.
No, the like the big.
I heard their problem was they use like temp music, which is like it's like temporary music or something, but they like it too much. And then they kinda skip
Yeah,
it and
that's
stuff.
that has been a problem now. And they get rid of genuine original.
Okay, yeah.
You know
I
that.
remember
You
that,
know
yeah.
that riff. That's the thing. So like.
That one was
You wouldn't-
probably scored.
I wouldn't know the beginning to that song.
Yeah.
I just know the.
That's because it was build up over dialogue.
Yeah.
I think after 2 more Avengers movies, you might know it. It might become recognizable, but maybe.
Mark of a good soundtrack there after
Usually
2
like a
more
big-
Did
movies.
you ever actually just okay? So we're kind of really rambling, but I'll edit it together. Did you ever hear the Star Trek theme played right after the Doctor Strange theme? I
never
mean,
watched it.
because it was the same guy, Michael Giacchino, I think is his name.
Michael Giacchino puts a
Yeah.
lot of things in all of his music that kind of sound similar. Most composers have something that kind of theme. Like Hans Zimmer has ticking as a theme in all of his music.
Yeah.
Does he though?
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in like Last of the
Dark
Mohicans,
Knight.
So
Crimson
here,
Tide.
that's the.
Remember the Dark
Is he
Knight?
composed by somebody? He is,
It's kind of cool.
Star Trek.
Turns out it's a slight problem. Turns out Giacchino worked on a poorer version of the score for Star Trek, so he reused a riff that he had created for Star Trek.
Fair enough, to be honest. I mean,
Remember the opening song for the Dark Knight?
So that's the Star Trek one.
Yeah. That's it, yeah, ticking. And it doesn't Dunkirk and doesn't understand very well.
Yeah.
I love that theme though. Michael Giacchino is one of my
No, he
favorite
plays. I think he plays the Doctor Strange one after.
the man who made this video is pretty sassy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Ouch. Never mind, MCU fanboys, there's some Beyonce jokes crammed into the movie.
I get
Well,
the feeling this
alright.
guy doesn't like comic book movies as a concept.
Yeah, I'm getting that
Whereas
feeling
he's a
too.
huge Marvel Comics fan and hates what they're doing.
Though, you know, actually, I will say, coming back to Hans Zimmer, one thing I would say that I think... No, yeah, there's ticking in a lot of his... It's not in all of them, but it's in a lot of them. But the thing about him is, he seems to be really good when he's given a specific kind of... theme to work with, if you get me.
Yeah.
Like, if you give him instructions as to what you want, he'll be able to produce something good. You get me? Like, with Last of the Mohicans, they gave him... what was it? Fucking make it sound like it's both 17th century Scottish and Native American, and lo and behold, he actually did it. And with Dunkirk, they gave him kind of tension and ticking, and like I think the best one was actually
Ticking is a theme in all of his work.
not all of
That's
it,
what I was
not
gonna say.
all of it.
There's
In his most
ticking in
recent
the
stuff,
Interstellar.
Yeah, in his stuff, yeah, but in like the stuff with Christopher Nolan, it has been, but not in any of his earlier
The
stuff.
score for Interstellar is honestly one. Of
Yeah, but actually, that's the thing I was going to say. Interstellar is a really interesting one because he actually he actually commissioned him to do the soundtrack to Interstellar before he told him what the movie was going to be. He basically
just instruct him.
Compose a piece about the relationship between a father and a son. And then,
Really?
I swear to God, and then he came
Really?
up with the bones of it, yeah, and then he, when they made the actual film, he took the bones of what he'd made and expanded on it, yeah.
When I think of Interstellar, I think of like this kind
Well,
of huge epic stuff, which I don't know would be...
Well, they did it, yeah. But, they did that with Lord of the Rings. That the whole score was composed before the actual movies were made.
Yeah, but they knew what the theme was going to be for Lord of the Rings. Like,
Adventure.
Yeah.
oh, who was it that did Lord of the Rings score again?
Howard Shore.
Yeah, he was great.
Like, I don't think that's...
I feel like I should know something like that.
That would have been composed after.
Like, is that... Like, relationship between a father and son? I don't know. It's pretty scary. It's a scary relationship.
Time for Caution would have been composed after they told what the movie was about, but bits like Stay would have been composed.
Oh, Stay, yeah. Stay is pretty heartbreaking, actually, in fairness.
Yeah.
So.
And then he would have expanded on that to make it for certain scenes.
This talk show has turned into like a top charts listening. With all the songs.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think movies that have come out, I don't think like all these are top charts. Like, we're kind of just anything that came out, like that Hans Zimmer did. He's a pretty great music composer, though. To be
anyway, J.J. Abrams returning to direct Star Wars.
I mean, to be fair, he's probably a safe choice.
He is, yeah.
Like,
I mean, the reaction. Can you imagine taking on the job that he took on to direct Episode 7 and like the pressure involved in directing?
And that's the thing. But that's the beautiful thing about it was. It was extreme pressure where if he got it even vaguely wrong, people were going to be really annoyed.
Yeah,
but he
it
just
would ruin his career.
Yeah, but if he
managed to pull it off.
But that's the thing. Well, he managed to pull it off because he didn't try to put his own stamp on it at all. He
That's
just
a
kind
good
of
point. That's the
yeah.
thing.
He didn't. No, but that's the thing. He didn't even make a film that was so good people liked it. He made a film that was so passable people couldn't complain about it.
Good point. But here's the thing, right?
I think like Episode 7 though.
Oh, it's fine, but like it's not like if it wasn't like if that was the first film of the franchise, you wouldn't think it was a good movie.
Not particularly. Not in today's world.
No, well, not in any world.
Well, not today. If it came
Okay,
out,
if you
in
transported
1970, or if a version of it came out in 1970.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. If you transport it back to 1896, people would probably think it's the greatest thing ever made.
What I mean, though, is if you made Episode 7 in 1977, I think it would.
Well, of course, because like if we use the same, like,
No, but like with 1977 technology, with practical effects and all that stuff, like if you dumped it back to that kind of time, I think it would pass it. Like it would do the same job that the original Star Wars did. So
yeah, it probably would, but I would say it wasn't as good a movie. I just don't think it's. It was as well written or anything.
You were saying that he didn't leave his own stamp on it, and lens.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Yeah, lens flares. Lens flares. Yeah.
Well, there was one lens flare, I think, somewhere, and like people tore it apart. But I was going to say
he truly is a modern day Kubrick with
that
his
is
lens
because
flares.
everything directed by or everything made by Disney now, be it a Star Wars movie, be it a Marvel movie, be it any one of their like millions of different franchises, is directed by the executives and the producers. It's not directed by the director. They don't want somebody to make a stylized movie. And
that's true.
The fact that we're getting things like Guardians of the Galaxy and Doctor Strange and Thor Ragnarok, and whatever, with some kind of style to them is kind of shocking, honestly.
Yeah. But Rogue One was kind of.
No, it feels like a dark Star Wars movie, like just with a slightly darker. It's like the executive went, let's make Episode 4 but a bit darker.
Well, to be fair, a dark Star Wars movie isn't new. Like they did that with Episode 5.
Sort of.
It was Episode 5. It
wasn't
as
dark
as
dark.
No, yeah, but it was dark
The
nonetheless.
problem with it was that it wasn't. It just kind of used the darkness, but it didn't have anything really unique about it that would make you want to watch it again.
What unique things can you really do about Star Wars? Now all the extended universe fans, if any of them happen to listen, are going to tear me to pieces. But what unique thing can you really do with Star Wars?
And I'd actually agree with Owen, and I would actually wonder why we even need a new Star Wars movie based on that logic.
Good point, yeah.
It's a fun universe.
Because the mighty dollar.
No, yeah, well, it's a fun universe, sure, but there's not really too much else you can do with it, like, unless you want to make more prequels.
The most unique stuff that came out of Star Wars in a long time was the Knights of the Old Republic games. That was set 1,000 years in the past.
I think we can all agree, though, that, like, the casual racism quotient of the prequel. Oh, right. Okay. Oh,
right.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, there's it's funny you should mention more prequels because
Oh no!
there's
Oh no!
a rumor, actually, side note or side bit of news that I forgot to actually include. Some kind of official documentation came out which kind of confirmed that there's an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie in the works, and it may or may not star Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
I mean, it was always a kind of once that came out, there was the kind of joke that. There was that meme that circulated around where it's just Ewan McGregor, please give me an Obi-Wan movie and I'll do anything. And then it was just anything. Oh, Ewan McGregor through teary eyes. Yes, anything. And then it was just, Ewan McGregor is Lumiere in the new, Beauty and the Beast movie. I mean, there may be an element of truth in that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, right. So that's our thoughts on J.J. Abrams as the new Star Wars director, Star Wars Episode 9 director.
I think they should give it to someone mental. I think they should give it to Lars von Trier or some shit like that. Wes Anderson. Actually, that'd be great. I want to see them just completely reinvented to the point that every Star Wars loyal fan is just infuriated.
Luke makes Rey circumcise herself with her lightsaber.
Yeah, this kind of thing. Or David Lynch, because he was originally slated to direct. I think it was episode.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi. They should bring that back.
Tarantino.
Oh fuck!
Tarantino Star Wars movies between Empire Strikes Back and Episode.
No, the best thing about it would be if you got Tarantino to direct it, he'd start referencing the original Star Wars movies in his thing,
Okay, right. Before, maybe in the next show we'll do a segment of who we would have rather directed.
I think Wes Anderson was the best idea
there.
there.
Is there a sign outside my space station that says "Dead Wookiee Storage"?
Actually, okay. Counter proposition: Woody Allen.
Oh, here. How much was for? Wait, is Mel Brooks still alive?
In it as well.
Is Mel Brooks still alive? That's actually a good question.
I don't know. We should have got Mel Brooks to do it because he would have done just Spaceballs, but he would have made it
Spaceballs.
It would have been canon.
Okay, I'm just saying, Spaceballs is Mel Brooks' worst film.
Is it?
It's not good.
Okay.
Yeah, probably, but it's still a great film.
That's okay.
Mel Brooks is...
And there's some golden.
Oh yeah, he's 91.
Okay,
Last
there you
time
go.
I remember, they're still they're working on Spaceball 2.
Are they?
Yeah.
Spaceballs 3 will happen to 2.
What? Sorry?
Spaceballs 3 to search for 2.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty funny. I can get
no,
behind
it was supposed to be called Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money, wasn't it?
Yeah, the quest for more money, and then Spaceballs 3 to search for 2.
Oh yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, no, there's some great lines in Spaceballs that are like, you idiots! This isn't them! You captured their stunt double!
My assholes here.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the way so much of Mel Brooks' humor is just kind of pointing out that we are, in fact, in a movie. And, working that into the plot. I mean, you can never get much. I think it was the thing you always, Owen was always big into showing everyone, which was the scene where the, the incredibly gay dance number gets taken over by the cowboys from the Western thing.
Oh, the fucking French mistake.
That's so funny. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, anyway, we're going to move on to the next item on the news. So, that was the one item on the pop culture news, and we have 4 on the gaming news, so...
Yeah.
We'll see how long this episode runs for. We've been running for 23 minutes so far, so... First item in the games news, the PewDiePie controversy. So, we're all aware of who PewDiePie is, are we?
Yeah, what did he do this time? I just saw a satire about him.
Yeah, here's what happened.
Yeah, but he's not... this isn't the first thing that's happened, is it?
No, God, no.
He got this...
there was another thing where he hired somebody on Fiverr. Have you heard of Fiverr? It's a website where you can pay somebody $5 to do something, usually design a logo or edit something for you or do some kind of internet-based work. But he hired somebody on Fiverr to stand outside a prominent building, I think in New York or something, with a banner that said "Death to all Jews," and he thought it was funny. So, yeah.
Oh no!
Sounds really stupid.
The video is gone. You can't find the video anywhere.
The big problem is that his fan base is composed mostly of 13-year-old boys,
young, impressionable kids.
Yeah.
So, if you teach these kids this is what humor is, then that's problematic to say the least. Now, here's what happened this time. He was in the middle of a live stream playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Have you heard of that? We're going to talk about that later, actually. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But he was playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and after dying, he called the person who killed him an N-word. And
was the guy actually?
I don't think so. No, and that's what makes it worse. And then he said, he immediately quote unquote apologized, and he said, I didn't mean it in that way. I just mean you're an arsehole.
Oh.
That's one of the worst things you can say.
Digging yourself in a hole right there. Like.
Yeah,
I saw,
so-
an article by The Onion this morning that was just like...
Oh yeah, that was really good.
PewDiePie didn't know what he was doing, but somehow he accidentally put on a KKK outfit during his live stream.
Now that was the Onion article. He didn't actually do that, but he has since apologised, saying he's apologised in a video which you can view on his channel, in which he calls himself an idiot. He said, "I'm not." He's just said basically, "I'm stupid. I shouldn't have said that." Whatever. The problem with this is, like, if I die in a video game, my first instinct is not to call the guy who killed me an N-word. My first instinct is to just go, crap, or shite, or whatever. Like, that word is not in my...
I usually would compliment them, like, if they got a good kill.
Good shot, old chum.
I say, how gentlemanly.
Like, the problem, and this is what a lot of people have been saying, is like, most people don't have this word in their vocabulary. You know, so like, if you, or not, it's not that it's not in my vocabulary, but it's not something that springs to my mind if I just want to scream
that's
at them.
because you're not from a certain part of the world.
He's from Sweden.
That would be one of the parts of the world I had in mind.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that they were incredibly racist in Sweden.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you can't, like, you kind of think Sweden's all this nice, lovely, kind of utopian society. Just remember, oh yeah, they've got like a big kind of Nazi thing going on.
Yeah, they do.
Anyway,
so I don't think PewDiePie's a Nazi though.
Nah, probably not.
I don't listen.
It's just really
I don't. You see, the thing is, like, with any online persona, it's very easy for them to project the image that they want. So you can't pass judgment on somebody until you know them personally. So I can't make a comment.
You can and will.
I can't make a comment on whether this guy is actually a Nazi or not. I don't know. But this sort of behavior in recent times does not really do much for his reputation. So what do we all think of that? What do you think of...
He has like 50 million subscribers. So
53 million.
People on
There's
YouTube.
an awful lot of people that probably
Let me look up a live sub count for PewDiePie,
Probably
actually.
an awful lot of people that kind of want to see.
57 million,
Oh,
apparently.
it's going down. It's going down fast.
Yeah, well.
We're at 57 million something.
Oh, it just went down.
Oh, it went up by one.
It went up by 1.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now
it's gone down again.
We're down 2.
So it's like 1 step forward and 2 steps backwards.
Yeah, he's losing.
And now we're
up to... Oh,
up
no.
2.
He seems to be leveling.
And wait
Wait for it.
No, there's the doorbell.
That was a doorbell?
Oh wait, no, he's back down. No, yeah, he's losing, like, he's gaining like 1 follower and losing 2.
Have you got the 20 euro there? I'll pay the guy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, should you pause the recording or something?
No, just...
What? We're still recording.
Well, here, no, actually. Okay, I'm going to pause here.
Say.
We got a great big convoy riding through the night.
Okay, you're fine.
Convoy.
You're fine, back up from the mic. No, you're going to ruin my hearing. Check, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're cool. Owen and Alex, can you say something?
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're fine, I think. We can move on with the show. At last. Okay, so we had a bit of a pizza break there.
Talked about
Pizza
racism.
break.
A bit of pizza.
Did you enjoy your chicken wings?
Yeah.
Oh, they were lovely.
I gotta say, lads, unfortunately, there's a global chicken wing shortage happening.
You what?
Very soon, yeah, because you know the way when you kill a chicken, you only get 2 wings.
What?
Imagine.
Well, yeah, chickens.
Like,
why was
if
that
you
the
eat
what?
10 wings, that's 5 chickens. Right?
Yeah, but they do something with the rest of the chicken, don't they?
They
Yeah,
do,
more
yeah. But
chickens.
like the thing is, there's going to be a shortage of wings because there's only so many. Like the appetite for wings is increasing, the market for wings is increasing, which means people are buying more of them. But you only get 2 wings per chicken.
Could we not genetically modify a chicken that has lots of wings?
We could, but man was not meant to play God in such a way.
Go on, let's just do it.
For extra wings, I think we could
I'd gladly play God to solve the chicken wing crisis. They said it couldn't be done. They laughed at me, called me a madman.
But if we have that technology, there'll never be a food shortage, right?
Talk to me in 5 years when we're all killing each other for scraps.
You're going fucking down. I'll kill you now, preemptively. I'll kill you now, like, and your family, and raid the fridge preemptively.
Preemptively, I'm talking about it in a while. Anyway, right, PewDiePie may or may not be a racist. We were talking about this on the show.
Maybe he is, who knows.
Michael, you need to back up from the mic. Just lean back, take it easy, chill. Yeah,
Like,
it's
is it
tuned
okay?
so that you can. Yeah, if you sit here, it's fine.
Oh, good.
I think he's just an arsehole, honestly. I don't think he's a racist.
I mean, I think he should. I think he just doesn't have enough of a filter.
Who, PewDiePie?
Yeah, I mean, like, even if he is a racist, he should kind of think, this isn't exactly the kind of thing people want in their fucking Let's Play.
Yeah, see, the problem is he doesn't seem to. He's a man who he's one of the most influential people, let's say, in the world. And that's not even a joke. Like, because I mean, he's got a massive audience on the world's leading like online video platform.
Yeah, I know, but like,
Mostly a 12-year-old boys playing Minecraft.
Yeah,
I know, but my point is, like, there are 53 million subscribers.
yeah, he's probably one of the most heard people. But I don't know if people would actually take his views on board if he started expressing them.
Maybe he's just like all our grandparents, unintentionally racist.
It's not. No, it's not his views he has to worry about. It's the fact that he's kind of, if he's making a joke of certain things like the Holocaust, for example, then he's
Yes.
As you do.
then he's the Jews deserve to die thing. Then he's kind of.
You gotta edit that out, clerk, in there.
I probably will have to, yeah.
I'm using him as an example. I'm not actually fucking anti-Semitic.
All the Jews deserve to die. Owen McConnell, 2017.
The point is,
You should like edit word
because
by
he's
word
trying to,
for him to
because
say
he's
it.
making a joke of this without any sort of satirical payoff. It's just making a complete joke of these horrible.
That's a good
atrocities.
point. Yeah, like
That's
it's
what
not
I
like
say,
If he had some kind of payoff to the guy standing around with the sign and all, that
or
actually
if he
turned
was
around.
making some kind of clever point about anything.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing:
but he's not,
everything
like-
that could possibly happen to him has already happened. But he's reached such a like. This is what I mean. He used to be with a multi-channel network, which is owned by Disney, and then they dropped him after the whole holding up the sign thing.
Fair enough.
And
probably
then
would too.
I think some advertisers decided they didn't want to invest in his videos anymore. They wanted to mark their ads as like saying, okay, I don't want any of my ads to run alongside PewDiePie videos or whatever. And then on top of that, a popular game developer announced, the guys who made Firewatch. You heard of Firewatch, yeah?
Yeah, I loved Firewatch.
They announced that they're going to file a DMCA takedown on his Let's Play of Firewatch because they just don't want him
Associated with it.
they're the copyright holders. They're entitled to take it down if they want to.
Yep.
So like, there's only so much like you can do, but he's already reached a point where he has enough followers that it's not going to make a difference to him at a certain point.
Yeah, the guy makes enough money that his grandchildren will be comfortable. Like,
He can start making videos, retire, and live for the rest of his life comfortably.
yeah.
Do you know he worked at like a hot dog stand or something before? He did outside his university.
What does this for?
To be honest, I'm just surprised he went to college like that. So.
No, he dropped out.
He's a qualified engineer.
That's ridiculous. That
I think he dropped out or something, didn't he?
Did he?
He dropped out. He dropped out to work across the road in the hot dog
Mark
stand.
He
Player was
actually
in
he was
an
a harbour
engineering course.
master.
Yeah.
What a great
Mark
job.
Player was in an engineering course and he dropped out.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to move on from PewDiePie. So that
let's
happened.
not.
No comment for now. We'll monitor the situation as it goes. If he loses a ton of subscribers,
Or did he
we'll-
drop? He mightn't have dropped out. Actually, no. I'm not going to say whether Markiplier dropped out or not in case I'm wrong about that. He may have said. And
Yeah, he might sue you for slander.
I don't want to
You know,
be
given
so.
that he's a regular.
I can't
friend
remember
of
the
Crazy
exact
world out there,
story.
Michael. I wouldn't put it
I mean, I
past
can't
Well, I
remember.
mean,
No.
we got taken up for copyright infringement by Fleetwood
Same
Mac.
way.
Yes.
So I mean,
Yeah. Let me just say, I don't want to potentially say something wrong about Mr. Fishbach. He's a fine man.
Mr. PewDiePie. His name
Is
is,
Mr.
actually, his real name, just for the record, is Felix Kjellberg.
Yeah, that's the point. I don't want to say
that's
anything.
fascinating.
He's Swedish.
So
Point is,
I'm just saying, like, Mr.
Fishbach.
Kjellberg.
Yeah, Mr. Kjellberg. Right.
I'm gonna say I've also yet to meet a Swedish person who's not absolutely nuts. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything about Swedish people, but like with PewDiePie, and I've met personally about 3 of them. I have yet to meet one that's not absolutely nuts.
They're descended from Norse raiders. There's just something in your Irish blood that you just kind of are afraid of them.
I somehow don't think that's
Let's
it.
move on before we say anything controversial. Right.
Funnily
Now,
enough, I don't think that's
next up on the list, Destiny 2 launched recently. Did
Yeah.
anybody play the original Destiny?
I played the original for a bit. Got a bit bored of it though. You know.
There you go.
It's
Not
really
much
boring.
else
It's
to
not,
say
not
about
my
it.
kind of game. Other Alex is mad into Destiny, actually. But
he's
there's a
not
whole
here.
controversy
He's dead.
about recently the developers, Activision Blizzard. Oh no, sorry, Bungie. The
Blizzard.
publisher's Activision Blizzard.
Blizzard.
The developers put in what's called a shader. Now, a shader, it existed in the first game, but basically what it was is like a coat of paint that you can apply to your outfit or your character, whatever. So if you're going
Skin.
into a dark map, you can put on a dark
Oh
outfit.
dear.
Oh no!
Oh, I think
I can see what the problem is in this.
If you're going into a nighttime map, you can put a dark coloured paint onto your armour so that you camouflage better.
Yeah.
Or whatever. If you're
Yeah.
going onto the surface of Mercury, for example, and it's bright, you might want to put a yellow yellow paint on it. Now, they announced that the shaders in Destiny 2 will be random drops and they will be one-time use. So you can change your your outfit to yellow one time or whatever, and then it'll be like that, and then if you take it off again, it's gone. So this has caused people to send death threats to developers. With every single gaming controversy.
Yeah, they're like, just gonna say about the general video game fan group. They're very liberal with the death threats. It's kind of drop of a hat, you get a death threat.
You're gonna die.
It's kind of like the Soviet Communist Party under Stalin, in that any wrong move and you're just dead.
But yeah, this is called outrage. What do you think though of, first off, these things are random drops, so you can't just go to a shop and like spend in-game currency to get a particular coat of paint for your thing. You have to like play and hope for
okay, I would say to that, I think they should have it in the initial customization of your character. And just have it that you can't reset it after you've done it initially.
Yeah, but is the drop you get, like, when you pick up one of these shaders, is it like corresponding to the environment you're in, or is it just some random?
No,
color?
it's just the ability to customize your character. But what people have been using it for is like adapting for the map.
Okay.
So using it basically as a camouflage.
What's the problem? I thought that was the point of it.
Yeah, but the point now is like you can only use them one time. So if you get a blue color or whatever it is, you can use it once, and if you change it to yellow one time, then that blue is gone. You have to like play.
Oh, right, I see how that would be.
So they're consumable.
What's the point of having them though? Like just to look the same as the.
Because here's where it gets controversial, right? Yeah. So you can pay real money for loot boxes where you can get these things. So if you wanted to, you could pay €1,000 and you'd be certain to get what you want then.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that sounds so awful. Like it has in recent weeks or whatever, since the game launched, it has sparked a bit of like commentary about what constitutes gambling in games. So I mean, like a kid could, in theory, buy one of these loot boxes and then buy another one and buy another one and buy another one and never get what he's looking for.
There was a big controversy a few months ago, I remember, about Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
That was about a year ago.
A couple of guys were advertising gambling and making videos of actually winning loads of stuff, but they were both co-owners of the website they were gambling on.
CS:GO Lotto.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the FCC did a proper investigation of that.
Yeah.
And then nothing came of it.
Really?
So they were acquitted and nothing came of it and everybody's forgotten and they're popular as ever.
Is there any more Coca-Cola talking?
There is indeed. Sorry.
Cheers.
Coca-Cola, fine drink of the South.
What was Coke like in America?
What was I going to say? Yeah, where were we?
What was Coke like in America?
Yeah, can you pour
it's the same here, if I remember correctly. You've been to America before, haven't you?
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's gone to shit.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the difference between our Coke and American Coke?
What?
What's that?
Oh, they use fructose corn syrup.
Oh,
Jesus.
You know what I've had? I've had Mexican Coke.
That sounds fantastic.
It's the sugariest Coke in the world.
Well, Mexico's a country where they put chocolate in like main courses.
You can buy it in. You can buy it in Candy Lab.
Mexico is no. I've decided Latin America is like the continent where dreams come true. You know, like the whole sexual liberalism thing. Well, the whole sexual liberalism thing. The Catholic Church is communist, and Pablo Escobar was a member of Parliament. It's just the continent where like dreams come true.
You're just saying.
Anyway, we have been. This is like. You ever seen train disaster of any kind? This is like exactly what that is. It's a train wreck. That was a terrible way to say that.
That was a bit much.
A derailment. It's called a derailment.
This was a massive derailment. Anyway,
like a train wreck is a bit more.
So yeah, that's been a controversy. The whole Destiny 2 shaders thing.
I see how that would.
And it's opened, as I said, conversation about what constitutes gambling in today's like game.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
What do you think about that? Does are loot boxes gambling?
Yes, actually, I do think they are.
Here's the counter argument to that. It's not gambling because with gambling you're guaranteed you can lose money, but with this you can lose money as well. But
you're still getting stuff.
You're not guaranteed something every time. With this, you are guaranteed something every time. But if you're going to count this as gambling, then why is a blind bag in like the Tesco checkout not gambling? Like you're buying something, but you don't know what's in it. Say it's Star Wars figurines. You're hoping for the Han Solo figurine.
Like the minifigures.
You get 5 Lukes. Does that constitute gambling?
Like, I thought, it's like the Lego. It's like the Lego minifigures.
Yeah, you're
like
right.
I would have said, is it not that? But by that logic, then like match attacks and stuff are gambling.
Yeah,
but like my thought, I thought it was only gambling if like you could win money. No,
you can't win. Yeah, actually, that's the thing. you can't resell these things, so you can't make a profit off this sort of stuff.
Yeah, and also the
But then that was
other
the
thing
thing.
about gambling was you can lose more money than you'd intended.
Wasn't that
to
the thing
spend.
about the Counter-Strike thing? Because they could sell the stuff that they got on it for real money then.
That was a different thing. That's
Yeah.
a way, like that's an aftermarket betting.
Yeah,
I-
that's why they were doing it though,
Yeah.
wasn't
I
it?
want to go just a tiny bit off topic here for a second. Then, were the Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards of our youth gambling?
Yeah,
I
that's what we're
don't
saying.
think
Yeah.
so. I mean,
Were they gambling?
You could gamble.
People did offer to sell me certain rare cards when I was younger and stuff.
Well, that's
like
selling them.
that. For
Yeah,
like
that's-
2 or 3
that's-
euro.
But that's just selling. Yeah, that's not gambling.
Yeah, I suppose.
although he was probably selling you a fake.
Yeah, probably.
more likely than not.
I never had money when I was a kid. So
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't
no
matter.
one ever think of just photocopying them because, like,
Oh yeah, I did that.
Your
I
average
print them off. Yeah.
Oh dear God! You're like,
Cheeky.
We had a rule. Actually, everybody in my class did it, but we had a rule. Like we'd often agree at the start of a match, we're going to allow fakes or we're not going to allow fakes. Because the thing is,
Of course
if you
you're not
allow
gonna allow
fakes,
fakes.
if you allow fakes, the thing is, you might have some really powerful.
Five
The other guy
big
has
boys.
some really powerful fakes, though, so it ends up even.
You can have
Yeah,
all
but
the pieces of an
it
Exodia.
just becomes an arms race at
Yeah.
that point. Like.
Oh, that was another one actually. I
The
play all the
Hurricane
pieces of Exodia to stop Hurricane Irma.
Gonna send Hurricane Irma to the Shadow Realm. No, it was basically actually. But like, going back to the gambling thing, I mean, yeah, you could. I mean, you could, basically by this point you can more or less make anything gambling because of bookmakers will accept bets on pretty much anything.
You could bet on Game of Thrones these days.
You could bet on Game of Thrones. You could bet on like politics. You could bet on you could bet on Donald Trump winning the presidency and all
Did
this
you
kind
hear
of thing.
that big controversy about the football player who ate the pie in England somewhere?
No.
Okay, basically, there's this amateur football team. I forgot. They're mostly amateurs. Like they all have like jobs themselves. But basically, they were drawn against. I think it was Arsenal or one of the big teams.
Oh yes, I love it
And
when that happens.
as part of that, basically, and they were playing at like their home ground.
Like a
and
Rocky
stuff like
thing
that.
here or something.
Hmm?
Like a Rocky kind of thing.
No, it's like I loved it the way I think it was the team that did really well in the last. I think it was the World Cup for Iceland,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like one of their managers like a part-time dentist or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, no, that was the Euros. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, the Euros
It
even,
wasn't
sorry,
it?
yeah,
No, basically, they have this kind of semi-famous goalie, and he's 40 stone. So he's big. Like this guy is. He's like a groundskeeper or something with the club or something like that. Like, this is the kind of,
Wouldn't
like,
you
club
want
they
your
are.
goalkeeper to be kind of light on his feet? No.
Like, you wanted to take
But
up
this-
much,
like, he was
much
sub
space
goalkeeper.
as possible.
He was a
Yeah, true.
goalkeeper basically, and like he's famous for being. His nickname is the Roly Poly Goalie. And like he's much loved in the club and everything. Like they love this guy. But one of the big betting companies in not America, in Britain, put up a bet. Basically, you can bet would this guy eat a pie during the match. Now,
Did he?
the thing is, this guy, like, what do you do when you are this guy and you hear about this bet, right? Because no matter what you do, you're affecting the outcome.
What
because
you
you're now
do.
aware of the bet.
I bet against me eating a pie and then not eating
Not eat
pie.
the pie. Yeah, but here's what happened was, obviously somebody told him about it, right? And then he ate a pie in the middle of the match, right?
That's
And
fantastic.
well, the Sky Sports had a camera on him at the time, and everybody saw it and everything.
No, you know what you
heard
do?
about this bet. Hang on, just
What?
let me
Okay.
finish this, sorry. And then what happened was he was ridiculed for doing that, and there was a whole bunch of like controversy about whether he had money on it or whatever, and like
Yeah.
nobody knew. And then he got investigated with the FA. So yeah,
Really?
like,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, like they said something like, we take rigging or whatever very seriously.
Yeah, I mean, like, because there's
And then,
a possibility there. Like, that
Actual money
he could have
involved.
profited off the
Yeah,
game.
true.
So, yeah,
he
that's
he
true.
didn't apparently, but he resigned. He resigned his job in the club and he resigned his job
Oh,
as
man.
goalkeeper. So,
But,
yeah,
yeah,
but
to be
but here's the
honest,
thing.
What I
What
would
do
have
you
done.
do as that guy? What
Well,
do you
I'll
do?
tell you what I would have done. I would have bet, not that I would eat the pie or not eat the pie, I would have bet that I would have eaten some incredibly different random food thing, like a stick of celery, and then ate that and
Yeah.
made millions.
That'd be good. Yeah.
What about an apple tart?
See, there you go.
But here's the thing:
I kind
if
of
you
screwed
do that,
it.
if you profiteer off that, or even
Yeah,
if you're
it's
aware
illegal.
of
Yeah,
the
but it's not a
bet,
pie.
you are interfering
If
with
he
it.
had to
Like,
resign either way, though, he might as well have gone down with money.
Well, no, but, like, no, you could deal
didn't
with-
do
that's
any-
illegal,
this is
though.
the thing. He didn't. Even if he decided not to eat it, that would have been a result for the bet.
Yeah.
And he would have. I'm sure somebody would have accused him saying, "Oh, you had money on you not eating the pie, and then you didn't eat the pie." Like,
So maybe
It's a bit
that's why he did
unfair
it.
because it's like too easy for him to change it.
Yeah, like, you're damned if you
It's
do,
not
you're damned
like-
if you don't, like.
this is the situation he was in.
But, like,
the
is
big
that,
problem
is it just FA regulations, or is it actually illegal?
It's FA regulations on gambling.
The big
some
problem
match
is
fixing or something.
It's even like with-
if he just stood there and done nothing, then that would have been a
That's the
potential.
result,
That would have been a potential outcome of the bet. But the fact that he actually did do it means that the FA thought he was making a mockery of the sport.
Well, no, less so much that. I think it's just more the profit problem. Like, because people make a mockery of the sport all the time.
I think
you
you
know,
should, you should just be criticised for eating during the fucking match rather than
Yeah.
anything about the gambling.
Okay, so this has been a discussion on what constitutes gambling.
Yeah.
Join us next week for Philosophy 102 when we...
I don't know if this counts as... I don't know if a fat football player eating a pie counts as philosophy. And
I'm sure you
I
could
don't know
do
if
some really in-depth analysis on
a
this.
fat football player eating a pie and possibly making money off of it doesn't really
You
constitute
could,
philosophy.
I'm sure there's some philosophical
Remember that
concept to this
song?
because it's kind of like Dan with you.
No, yeah, probably situation. No, it's an ethical one.
Wasn't there a chant that went who ate all the pies? You fat bastard. You fat...
But then the
Something like that,
person,
like.
think
the
so.
person who is really to blame here is whoever told him the bet existed in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
If he was unaware of the bet,
Yeah.
nothing would have happened.
But see, it's really difficult to prove
How can you
that.
prove you were unaware? Yeah,
That's it, yeah. So.
That's
interesting,
Yeah,
that's
the Destiny
interesting.
2 shader controversy. We'll update you when they fix that. If they fix it, I don't know. Will they? Honestly, because
if
they
you
like money.
started- Okay, you know what I'm going to say? As a final word. If you started betting on what shader you get when you go into one of these dead drops or when you pay for it, then it would constitute betting. Then it would constitute gambling.
Yes, it would, yeah.
But you're not profiting off this. You're just looking. For
Yeah, but if you start profiting off it, I think that's when it becomes gambling.
Okay.
If you start having the potential to profit off of it.
That's a good point.
Who has time to be betting on their Destiny drops?
You'd be fucking surprised.
Yeah.
Somebody,
Yeah.
with stuff like Steam trading cards and
Yeah.
Hearthstone and
And the Counter-Strike stuff.
CS:GO, you can trade items with other people, so there is a market.
World of
Like, there's a
Warcraft's had it
literal-
going for
yeah.
ages.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, there was the recent, kind of hilarious statistic that the World of Warcraft economy is now their currency. It's worth more than the currency of Venezuela. The currency in World of Warcraft has a market value of more than.
Where you can actually buy.
Yeah, you
currency
can.
in World of
You can,
Warcraft and
yeah.
sell it to somebody for real.
I don't know. No, you can definitely buy it for your
can.
character in the game.
You could sell it too.
Yeah, so you can trade in it, and it's worth more than the.
There are
Venezuelan
people
Bolivar.
whose full-time jobs in China are just literally farming experience in World of Warcraft.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
No, but what's hilarious about it is it kind of disproves Marx's theory about the next stage of after capitalism being socialism, because if World of Warcraft is now a more valuable economy than the Venezuelan economy, it shows that the next stage is actually a dungeon crawling based economy.
Yeah.
Would the next market not be like Bitcoin and stuff like that?
Probably.
It could be.
Yeah, that's what
see
Warcraft's
after
actually
the inevitable
proving.
nuclear apocalypse.
In Zimbabwe, you can actually get like a $10 billion note.
Oh,
or
their
something.
currency is worth absolutely
Yeah,
nothing.
Fuck all,
They
yeah.
have like a $10 trillion note or something.
They do, yeah. No, they genuinely do. Yeah.
Did I tell you, by the way, I thought I was going to be hit by a nuclear missile while I was away.
You probably wouldn't have been.
You
were in-
when we landed. Here's what happened, right? When we landed in San Francisco, we were sitting in the airport, and we were sitting we were waiting for a lift or something, and then this this government warning comes up on TV,
yeah.
and you get that kind of screech.
Oh shit.
No, not
Get
the
to your
siren.
vault shelter.
It's the static or the what you call it the.
Meh.
Yeah, that. Right.
Yeah.
Did that come on the way television?
As somebody who has fallen down the YouTube rabbit hole before
Oh, the
and has seen nuclear war
Yeah,
simulations and stuff like that, I was like, holy shit.
To be honest, it probably wasn't that.
It was
That
the
was
Japanese
Well,
missile.
we
It was
found
North
out,
Koreans
like,
flying
we
over
were
Japan.
sitting there and we were petrified. We were looking at this going, why is nobody freaking the fuck out?
Well,
It was like the message was in Spanish. We didn't know what it was.
The Mexicans have fired a nuclear.
And also taken over the nuclear warning system.
You're under attack from Mexico.
We were there for like 5 minutes before we decided, look, we better ask somebody about this. We asked the guy behind the bar and said, yeah, it's a weather warning. Why is there a weather warning? The same sound as a nuclear warning.
Do they actually have nuclear warning systems still?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they do.
But then why does no one seem to know what they sound like?
That's what they sound like.
Oh.
Like if somebody fired a nuclear missile at Dublin right now, my phone would start to ring.
Really?
Yeah. You can't turn it off. It just does
that's
that.
really scary.
What was I going to say? Yeah, we'll find out what the next world economy is after the inevitable nuclear apocalypse.
In Japan,
This was like the
It's
reason
unlike-
I was worried actually because that was at the height of all the like North Korean stuff.
North Korea.
No, this is my geopolitical analysis. For North Korea, in the words of Conor McGregor, you'll do nothing.
They might.
They'll
They
do.
might do something.
They usually do this thing where they
the
flex
fuck
their
is that
muscles for
guy?
a while and then they stand down.
for a couple of months.
They've been doing this for fucking generations. Like, come on,
50 years.
Like,
Anyway, okay, guys, we gotta move on.
if they
We're
fire a
gonna go
missile at the US, they'll get fucking leveled in like 5 minutes, and that's it.
I don't know.
They'll
Okay,
kill
anyway,
a couple of million
right.
people, but they'll all just get slaughtered.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Next topic, everybody. Okay. So, has anybody here played Journey?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
You need to.
It's quite a good game.
Yeah.
It was free on PS Plus, I bet it must be a year ago now, I think.
Yeah.
You might have it in your library if you have it. Check it out. Really great game. You should play it at least once. Although it is kind of a game you only play once and then that's
Yeah.
it.
I'm glad I got it for free. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an emotional
I don't know what I paid for it, but it is worth playing. It's like one of those 2-hour long things you just sit down and play.
Yeah.
But the company behind it, the company is called That Game Company. They have announced at the Apple conference yesterday that Sky, their newest game, will be releasing this year, exclusively for this year anyway, on Apple products. So on iOS, on iPad, and on Apple TV. It will be coming to consoles and PC sometime later. We don't know when, but that's an interesting move, I think, launching on Apple.
they
stuff
must have
first.
been paid a fair amount by Apple.
Seems like the people that would only have patience for their kind of games would be the ones that have consoles. The people that sit down on the phones.
Yeah, actually,
I
no,
feel
the
like
phone
there is a
crowd
market
would
for them on
benefit from
mobile.
a game like Journey, actually. Where you could just like do it on the bus or the plane or something, you know?
Yeah. I think Journey is on mobile, actually.
Yeah. And it's good for like sitting down for a two
Yeah,
for a 2 hour
if you
plane
give
ride.
2-3 hours to kill.
Yeah.
Journey's very good.
Yeah.
And interesting platform choice.
Yeah.
It kind of tells you Apple. And here's the thing: like Apple are the owners of the world's largest gaming platform.
Really? Oh yeah, the iPhone.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Apple Store.
Oh, yeah, crap.
Yeah, it's kind of a shocking thing. Like they are a
that
huge
makes-
player.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're a huge player in the gaming market, but they don't actually like let it on that they are.
Yeah.
Well, they don't really do. Yeah, they don't really do much publicly with like. game-related
Is
things.
this why all the microtransaction stuff is coming with mainstream gaming, isn't it, to compete with like the mobile scene, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Because game development is getting more expensive, and it's only so high you can put the price of a AAA game.
I would have thought technology would get cheaper as it becomes more widely available.
It's only getting more expensive. Like, put it this way, if you want to develop something like Uncharted 4,
Yeah.
or Fallout 4 actually, I'd say. So they spent... so Bethesda were working on the release of Fallout 4 since the release of Fallout 3. So just after releasing Fallout 3 in
Right.
2008,
Yeah.
they started work on Fallout 4.
Holy
Well, then who
shit.
made
So-
New Vegas?
Yeah, Obsidian, they're a different developer.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Apologies.
Oh
yeah.
So it takes 6 years. You got to pay your staff for hundreds of people for 6 years, and you have to make your money back. If you're just charging a one-time fee, a one-time like purchase, then it becomes whatever. It becomes tough to your margins become thinner.
Yeah.
So a way to have continuing revenue is microtransactions. That's how people are doing it now.
Truth be told, okay, I'm going to say a controversial thing. I don't mind paying for additional content if it's actual content.
Yeah.
Like,
Not if it's like just
yeah.
I mean, that's
silly
something
hat for
Yeah.
your character.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's something Bethesda generally has fallen down in the past. You know, horse armor for Oblivion.
Yeah.
Bloody.
Well, okay,
Look at how
like
GTA is
some of the
now.
Fallout 4 DLC looks. Far Harbor, I think, looks very good. I'd be interested
I'm
in
in the
buying
middle
Far
playing that,
Harbor
and-
eventually.
Didn't GTA make like $1 billion off just the online?
Yeah, they did. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, they're
Rockstar.
still like GTA Online is. First off, GTA 5 is one of the most, if not the best-selling game ever.
Yeah,
I think.
really.
And then on top
Yeah.
of that, they have Online, which is a continuing cash cow for Rockstar. Like they're making huge amounts of money off that, just because of the amount of people who like play it as their only game. Like they sit down for an hour or two each evening and play online. Like
It's fun,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Well, a bit
it's
of
good
a-
crack.
Yeah.
Not for
You
me.
get,
I couldn't
you're
sit
not
down
getting
every,
shot
every
all the
day.
time by
A lot of people
some
do that.
12-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yeah, Sky coming to Apple products next year or this year. Hopefully PS4, Xbox One.
How can they get away with that name?
Sky. Yeah, I was actually thinking the same thing.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point because No Man's Sky had
I was just.
they were sued by Sky Entertainment
Yeah.
for that title.
Jesus Christ, is the word Sky actually
I
copyrighted?
think Sky have a trademark on the word Sky.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think one guy tried to file a patent for the word "and" or something.
Yeah.
Obviously it was rejected,
Yeah.
but like.
Well, the Fine Brothers, you can't say React on
They
YouTube
tried to
anymore.
trademark
Yeah.
React.
That's actually fantastic.
Yeah.
I respect
Someone
that.
tried to copyright the sun or something. Like the actual sun.
Well, I think
Nobody tried it before, so it's mine.
I genuinely I know that there is international treaties against claiming things in space.
There is.
It's
The
why
International
countries can't
Space
do it.
Treaty, I think it's called.
No, you can't claim a country or an individual can't claim anything that's
A
off
celestial
Earth.
body.
When was that?
And you also can't use a celestial body for military purpose.
When was that?
Yeah, but I mean,
implemented?
they are.
Yeah.
Like,
Are they?
I mean, well, America's probably weaponized space at this point.
They haven't weaponized the moon. That's the thing. Like, you can't claim it. You can't like make a military base on it. You can't put a big space.
Okay,
laser
well,
on
let
it.
me put it this.
As far as I know, actually, the Americans tried to put a big laser on the moon.
Of course they did. No, let me just put it to you this way: if they could, would they?
Yeah,
definitely.
have a space laser.
But Ronald Reagan would be proud.
Like Project Sol in Akira is fucking.
I was actually going to say, didn't you come up with another topic we could talk about, or didn't you have something else? But like
Space lasers.
no, you said there was something else you wanted to
LA
discuss,
Noir.
but like we didn't get.
There's
to
There's LA
Wasn't LA
Noir.
Noir, no.
It's in the war on Switch, actually. Yeah, we talked about that.
I think the war's coming out
I
on
have to shoehorn that
Switch.
in now.
Is it?
What?
I knew it was being remastered. I didn't know it was coming out on
Let me
Switch.
just,
What are they going to improve the facial
Hey,
graphics?
kids.
So lads, I'm going to introduce that and edit this out. Okay, so ready? Okay, next
I'll just
item.
make it look professional.
Okay, next
do it
item on the.
Improvising.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Okay, all right. Next item on the list.
We'll do it live.
Next item on the list is LA Noir has been announced to be coming to the Nintendo Switch and PS4 and Xbox One. Rockstar have announced that a complete edition and a complete remaster is coming to PS4 and Xbox One, and I think there's a VR mode coming to PS4 as well. Oh no, sorry, it's
HTC.
Oculus Rift only.
So are they going to remaster the facial graphics, or what's the crack?
That's what they have said.
But
They've said
I
they're
don't
going to work on
understand-
the.
yeah,
They were revolutionary at the
They were,
time.
but that's why I don't understand how they're going to do them, because they use motion capture technology, so they have to get.
You can then go back in and keyframe them.
Oh, can you? Okay.
Yeah, I was playing that yesterday and I was looking back and just the face was. Ugh.
I know.
I thought it aged reasonably well, actually.
I mean,
I was
to
gonna
be
say,
fair,
though,
the one thing I will say.
that's not all the news. The last bit of news is that it's also coming to Nintendo Switch. So while you get a graphical upgrade on PS4 and Xbox One, you're not going to get a graphical upgrade on the Switch because the Switch is just not as powerful. It will, however, feature all of the DLC.
There was DLC?
Was there?
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah, I
Did
didn't-
anyone
Like extra
buy it?
cases and stuff.
Ah, right.
Probably, I don't know.
I mean, can I just say, like, the story I always tell about LA Noir is the time when I started my first job and I was really bad at it, and one time I had like a really bad day where everything just went really wrong. So I went home and played LA Noir, but I played like a case I'd done a bunch of times before, so I knew exactly what to do, just to get the experience of an employer telling me I'd done a good job.
Jesus.
I would have just gone like abuse people. Like, you know, the way if you doubt somebody, the only reaction that Cole has, he just shouts at them. He just screams at them. He just like, "You killed your wife, didn't you?"
No, there's one where he calls an
Because
old
she's
lady.
a whore.
Like, there's one where he calls like an old lady, like, "Yes, you
You're a crazy broad. That's all you are.
No, sorry, I'll just
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think I know the whole fucking speech. Where it's just like,
Because you're
The one where you
fucking
accuse-
little
No,
sister.
it's like, you did. You murdered her, Jacob. You bashed her face in with a socket wrench, and then you hid the body, and you did it because she's a whore. Because you're a weak fucking sister, Jacob. Go on, try to deny it. Try to deny it. And your man's like, I was at home the whole time. You can't prove I wasn't at home. And he's like,
Oh, you're right.
I made a mistake.
Yeah, it was like the way, like, in the middle of the detective, he'd look at his notebook and just be like, "But what about this thing I found? That doesn't prove it." I see.
You're right. It doesn't.
But like, what I also did as well was
We were just working on the tires.
that's all that was stuck.
They was going for the tires. That's all that was took.
I mean, to be fair, like, the one thing I will say is I thought the motion capture technology they used was good. It was pretty cool in the point that like you could actually recognize the actors who they'd employed, which was kind of cool.
That guy was in Mad Men. Or
He was,
something.
yeah. That's the
I
guy who
thought
played
the
him.
guy who plays Cole Phelps. I always thought he looked kind of like Michael Collins.
He actually
Yeah,
was,
he
yeah.
does,
No,
yeah.
just saying it.
But
No, he was in Mad Men. He was.
one thing I did like about LA Noir
Wait, was that John
as
Hamm?
well.
Yes, Kirk. It
Aaron
was John
Stratton.
Hamm.
It
No,
might have been.
it
John
was-
Hamm was in
His name
Mad
was
Men.
like-
I didn't know who you were talking about.
He's not the only person in Mad Men.
He was the madman.
His name was like Aaron Stratton or something like that.
Aaron Staten, I think.
One thing I quite liked about LA Noir as well was I thought it was quite well written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with its dialogue. I thought characters actually acted and talked like they were living in the 1940s, which is a pitfall of a lot of
Was
modern
that actually
historical
how
fiction.
they were, though? Or
Yeah.
was that just kind of
Yeah.
like...
Yeah, that really was.
Really?
Yeah,
Sure.
they really did act.
Or is that
I
just
mean,
like the film?
yeah, I mean, I think it. I agree with Owen. Like, they did manage to do it well enough without making it kind of hokey and like, because I mean, you could very easily fall into the traps of like, you got a new case to do. See, like, supposing you want to go investigate this. What a crazy song and dance! Like,
But they did get authentic Mid-Atlantic accents down for their characters and all. They did.
Well, I mean, it's California. I don't know if Mid-Atlantic's
Well, that kind, the kind of
the
yeah.
old one.
I don't
Yeah.
really notice like changes in accents aside from like the southern accents really in America. You know?
Yeah, you know the
Yeah.
Midwest from New York from a...
Like
I would actually. I'd wonder.
recognize, like Boston. And
I'd wonder if that's just the
Boston is like this, see, and you gotta...
Now Boston's
Yeah,
like
killer
Boston's
labs.
like the car.
You don't actually pronounce
Park
your
my
R's
car
in Boston.
in Harvard Yard.
I'm walking here.
It's a wicked pizza.
I'd actually wonder if it's just because we're exposed to so much American culture that we can do that.
Yeah.
Like, because I couldn't do that to like other countries, even ones that speak English. Like,
Yeah.
like you could do it to Britain, but like
Again, with
Australia or like fucking
I can
South
do a
Africa.
bit of, well, I can do an exaggerate Australian accent.
No, but we can't recognize accents from different parts of Australia. But we can do that to like Britain or
Apparently
the
there's
US.
a difference between an Edinburgh accent and a...
Yeah, like I would have no
Glasgow,
idea about.
Glasgow.
Well, to be fair, Glasgow.
Well,
I think.
Glasgow's kind of like
Glasgow.
Yeah, like that's the only thing people ever seem to be able to say in a Glasgow accent is the word, is the word Glasgow.
the Glasgow accent is the Scottish accent, only it's smashing a bottle over your head.
No, I mean I love the way Scotland got voted in some poll like the most beautiful country in the world.
But that was the shittest country in the world.
You can not
No,
see
no,
in
no.
all the like fights with...
Have they not been to Glasgow? Like, have they not been to Glasgow?
Have you looked at just their Twitter?
Burns like a Glasgow bikini wax.
I mean, the fact that they have a particular method of torture named after them says something.
do they?
Glasgow
smile.
torture. What?
The Glasgow smile.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
What?
The Glasgow smile.
That was
You know where you.
a Chelsea smile, wasn't it?
I think it's just kind of like I've also heard
I've heard of it
referred to-
associated with Glasgow.
Yeah, so did I, but I've also heard it referred to as a Mountjoy smile, so I think it's kind of geographical, like
Yeah.
what you would call it after.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
cool.
Yeah. Okay, so that was LA Noire on Switch and on
I love that we didn't even
Me
talk
too.
about the fact that it was on Switch.
Although we didn't even talk about LA Noire.
Actually, no. I need to talk about the fact it's on Switch. Actually, that's important because
the kids
LA
can
Noire
play it.
is not a kids game.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
And it's coming to basically what has been historically marketed, or not, like, it's coming to a company which has historically marketed their platforms to kids. And
This
kids.
isn't the
That's
first time
kinda funny.
Nintendo's
So-
had adult content.
It's kind
on
of
their
funny
consoles,
because when that game came out, I was only 12.
Yeah, like
I was
I know.
playing it when it came out.
Yeah, like I know kids who still play it. Like, even though that's not okay, I know. but,
Yeah.
like,
Well, I mean, like I was about, I think, 16 when it came out, and like, it's just, I don't know, like it was
pretty
nothing I had.
brutal,
I was only 12.
It's very gruesome, but it was nothing I hadn't seen
to, like,
before.
I was 12 and I was just here like standing over this woman after getting like...
Yeah, the most shocking part of the game for me was
Killed
actually
them all.
naked people, dead naked
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Women and all. Like,
Yeah.
women.
But there was
I've got a
nothing.
question for Rockstar though.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Why?
I'm sure they'll answer.
Who wanted this? Give us Red Dead 2.
That's
Fair
true.
enough,
Actually,
yeah. Yeah,
Fair-
yeah.
Maybe
fair
you
point.
want to touch... Maybe you want to investigate bodies while you're on the toilet or something, you know?
That's,
as if you can make it any more.
I have to say,
unappealing.
toilet games are pretty good with the Switch. It's life changing.
I read on the toilet, clerk, and what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But like, no, I mean,
I pwn noobs at Mario Kart. If only these people online knew I was taking a shit.
I once recorded a voicemail message while I was on the toilet.
I was aware.
Yeah, that was you. I told you, and you were
Yeah.
like, Jesus
And
Christ.
every time your voicemail come up, I was like, nope, I'm gonna
Once I accidentally called him in Facebook Messenger, and he answered, and we had a bit of a chat for a bit, and then at one point you just said, "Oh, and I'm on the toilet right now."
Yeah, no, if I meant to clarify, I had to say, like, oh, I mean, I'll return to you in a minute, but I have to get up and wipe my ass and wash my hands.
Zoom out.
Like, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, we're gonna move on. How did we get from LA Noire?
No,
to taking a shit?
I may just say, I don't know. I felt like LA Noire was a game that got really difficult towards the
Yeah,
end.
it did.
Second, what kind of poop was it, Michael?
No, not my poop.
Can we talk
I was talking about LA Noire, not my poop.
Can we talk
he
about
was
like
right.
kind of like a plot point for a minute?
Yeah, go
Near
on.
the
In
end.
LA Noire, I
LA
didn't
Noire
finish it, but I'm
finished
never going
But
to.
didn't he?
I
Have,
did.
Didn't he like?
I finished it.
Didn't your man like he
Yeah.
was a really likable kind of cop, wasn't he?
Cole.
Cool.
Yeah.
God, no, he was awful.
How?
I liked
He was
her.
supposed
he
to be
cheated on his
kinda-
wife.
Yeah, that's
I think,
what I'm talking
I
about.
think he was supposed to be like the everyman, like the American dream
he was a really,
man.
He was a really...
But he has an affair with a German jazz singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he was, like, really good as a cop.
Like the
really
reality of
noble.
American life. It's
Well,
like
it's a noir film. Like, it's supposed to be a noir, so it makes sense.
That's when I stopped playing. I was like, what the fuck?
But you know what's actually interesting? You know what was kind
he
of...
was typical of his time. He was a misogynist, a racist, all that stuff.
He wasn't racist particularly. They were over. No, to be fair, there were scenes of racism in the game, but like he's not particularly. But
he wasn't he wasn't openly like hateful or racist, but I don't think he was like ever pushed to like make things better either.
You might want to take that back out now.
Okay, you know what? What he didn't join the civil rights movement 20 years before.
Might
it
be time
existed,
for that bat.
What?
Might be time for that bat.
What?
Your metal bat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
No, if I may,
Thank you, Alex.
Actually, no, but if I may just say, I had an interesting thing about L.A. Noire, which was it does okay, it is a noir, like it's based off a noir film. It does actually follow the Hays Code.
What's the Hays Code?
Yeah, the Hays Code isn't the code for movies that were made in Hollywood up until like the early 60s.
What's that code?
It was basically
stuff that you can and can't do.
You can't do. Yeah, there can't be like overt. Well, obviously there was overt nudity
and violence.
And violence, yeah. But in the cutscenes, there isn't, and every character that does something bad either dies or gets fired or something.
Oh, you're telling me every movie where a character does something bad has to get retribution for it?
Yeah.
There was a guy that like tried to fake his death or something, and then it turns out like he was about to leave the city because he had an affair. And then like he gets jailed and he loses his wife and his house and his job and all.
Yeah, no, that like I mean, but it's funny. The Hays Code's a funny one because like it's quite vague in that like I think movies like Psycho technically follow the Hays Code.
Yeah, and there's retribution for everyone who did anything shady and Psycho. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just talking purely in terms of the plot. Like it was done up to
Was your one
until the 60s? It was written in the 60s, wasn't it?
L.A. Noire.
No, the Hays Code.
No, it was written in the
30s, but it was
yeah.
revoked in the 60s, wasn't it?
Well, no, it was there all the time. I think it was gotten rid of in the early 60s.
Did you ever see that film?
Like it became a lot more liberal in the early 60s.
Did you ever see that film Reefer Madness?
Reefer Madness.
Lads, we need to move on.
Yeah, sorry, okay, we're going off topic again.
We're going to hear all day otherwise.
No, I'm actually thinking. No, I don't think like it was. I think there was a few things like there was corruption in the police department, which the characters didn't get retribution, but like I think that was one of the things you could show. Like Cole has an affair on his wife, and he dies.
He dies.
One of my favourite things to do.
He dies at the end.
I haven't finished the game.
Oh, sorry.
One of my favourite things to do, and there was no L.A. Noire 2 then. One of my favourite things to do in that was just to drive like a lunatic. You could like run over people, run over mailboxes, and the guy just goes, "Hey, you're a bit aggressive with the driving here." Like nothing happens though. You could like run over 5 mailboxes, 2 pedestrians, and a dog on your way to the case, and then nobody says anything.
Yeah,
okay, you did get reprimanded if you ran over the crime scene.
I should hope so. Like no, but I mean, what I loved about it as well was you could bring him home, which was a nice touch.
Who?
You could find like there was an address that he lived, and if you brought him there, you could see his kids in the window going like, "Daddy, Daddy." It was a lovely touch.
What happened if you went there after the affair?
Makes me feel
I
worse.
think
He
nothing
dies in the end. How does he die in the end?
He
drowns.
Yeah, drowns. I can't remember why.
Oh, shit.
He's stuck
Did
in
the mob get him?
No, he's in his sewer, confronting one of his
drowns in the
old
sewer.
friends. He's in the sewer confronting one of his old friends from the Second World War. Is that whole
'cause
part of his
he's a
backstory?
The
Where
Polish
he,
one.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, they both died, don't they?
Yeah, there's this whole backstory about how he ordered bombing on like what was supposedly a Japanese military base, but it was actually just a load of civilians, and they were bombed with incendiaries that were lying around suffering. And he
Some
traumatized
the
all.
line stuff
Yeah, he
there.
traumatized all his comrades. And I don't actually know the full details of the story because I didn't finish it myself. I just watched the end of it. And like one of his comrades comes back at him, and the final confrontation happens in the sewers while there's a flood, and they both drown when the
Flood in L.A.?
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh yeah, because they have that big.
Yeah.
thing. The only reason I know about that
Don't
big
need to
thing is
play
because
the
I think it was during heavy rain as well.
the big fucking
The
reservoir.
Just realised we
the LA
spoiled
River.
it.
Yeah.
We
It's
spoiled
like
it for
when
the
it rains upstream.
You just spoiled the
The
whole
game came out in fucking 2011.
Yeah, I mean, you've had your chance.
You've had your chance, and also it's not a particularly good game.
Ah, it's
either.
alright. But like, I loved about it was like, at the very end, when you weren't catching the guy who was actually doing the murdering. Like, you were just kind of arresting random people. And like, appreciating them based on circumstance. You just felt like a man doing a job at that point. Like, you weren't getting any enjoyment out of it. This was just your job.
whenever the
That was how
siren
I
would go
felt.
off, the siren would go off.
Yeah.
Next topic, okay? Right.
Okay.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. We've heard of it, have we?
Yes. I don't know.
Have you heard of a film called Battle Royale?
Yeah. the
Hunger
player
Games
thing.
before the Hunger Games.
It's like 100 players or something.
100 people dropped onto an island, one guy comes off.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And basically, like, you would think it would get boring because, like, if the map is so big, how would you ever run into each other? But as the game progresses, the area you can inhabit gets narrower and narrower and narrower, and then eventually, a game would last. Depends on how good the players are, obviously, but between 45 minutes to an hour. So
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, it's actually a really good
it's a really easy idea.
And is
to
it a
sell.
kind of you improvise weapons and stuff?
Is it like an
stuff
indie game?
There's a whole bunch of mechanics. I've never actually played it because it's PC only.
Oh.
So well, for now anyway.
Is a console port planned?
Is it
Is there a
made?
console port planned?
Yeah, for Xbox One, and Microsoft are the publisher. So
Oh, shit.
there is not a whole lot of. It's kind of ambiguous as to whether it will ever come to PS4. It might not.
I will say publicly, I hate console exclusive stuff.
I'm not against them because
What
I mean
about
it's
Uncharted?
Yeah, it should be for everyone.
you're never
It's
going to
elitist.
convince Naughty Dog to do that. I mean the thing about an exclusive studio is that you there are certain things you get in exchange for being an exclusive studio. They didn't have to. They agreed to being bought out by Sony.
Yeah.
They did because the advantages that come with that is that you just get showered with money.
Yeah.
So you get if you're a top tier developer like Naughty Dog, like Guerrilla Games, the guys who made Horizon. What else? What other PS4?
Ratchet.
God of War, Crash,
Yeah.
things like that.
Santa
They just get
Monica Studio. I think.
Resistance Fallen, Madden.
Insomniac. Yeah, Insomniac get a huge subsidy from what you call it, Sony.
I think
But-
if they either have to buy the whole company, or else they can't really have the.
Yeah, that's what it is.
exclusives, you know?
Like Sony buy it out. But anyway, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds passed 800,000 concurrent players on Steam, making it the second most concurrently played game after Dota 2, which had a peak of 1.2 million, I think.
Wow.
So the other thing is, this game has only been out for 6 months, and it's in early access. It actually technically hasn't been released yet. It has also sold 10 million copies on Steam alone.
God.
So this game is
Holy shit.
in 6 months. That's crazy. To give you an idea of what that's like, GTA 5 has been out for 4 years now, just past 65 million copies.
Oh wow.
So,
my God.
and that's one of the best selling games ever.
Yeah, shit.
So is this game going to outdo it? Like,
It could. I mean, if it comes to PC or if it comes to consoles, it will almost certainly become like a huge mainstream thing, and you're going to hear a lot more
great.
about
It's
it.
like- it's
And
such a
one of the
simple
interesting
idea,
things about it,
though.
the guy at the head of it, Player Unknown himself, his real name is Brendan Green, and he's from Ireland.
hey.
So-
Brendan
yeah.
Grace.
No, I mean, I love that because it's such a simple idea, but yet no one's really thought of just doing it in its purest
Unlike
form.
your-
Now,
Sean.
in
They've
the
done it
meantime,
modified.
though, actually, a bunch of people have copied it. So Rockstar have put out an online mode for GTA Online, where it's basically that. It's just everybody
That's
gets dropped.
so
It's like 10 people
shameless.
get dropped into a small area, and then it's
That's
That's just a dead match.
That sounds
it's
shit.
a deathmatch, yeah. But
Free for all.
That just sounds. That's so.
it's
shameless,
like a free for all, but when you die,
Can you
you
watch some
die.
gameplay of this? It sounds fucking cool.
Yeah, just have a look at it there if you want.
Sure.
Just look up
Do you like
PUBG. it'll
look
show it.
around for weapons and stuff?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Do you have to improvise?
This is a game that PewDiePie was playing when he had the thing.
Incident. When the event occurs.
when he had the.
There you go. It's there. Like,
Yeah, look, I want to.
yeah.
Well, we
I
have
don't
to-
know. Like any one of that guy is playing it live. Click on
He
that.
looks like he's
No, I don't
having
want
fun.
to look at one annoying you guy going like, "Oh, what's up, everybody?"
That guy looks like he was
I
having
just
fun.
want to.
Well, no, that guy is doing it live, so he probably won't be
no
going.
commentary. No commentary.
I love the way that comes up because there's enough grumpy old bastards like you.
Where's the zapper?
Where's the zapper?
Where's the zapper? There
Random
it
no
is.
commentary.
He looks like he's having fun.
Yeah.
What?
He looks like he's having fun. Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get
Okay, that's really
dropped
cool.
onto the island
Yeah, that's really
Big
fucking
Big
cool.
old plane there.
from a plane. Yeah,
By the way,
and that's
yeah,
how big
but,
the
uh,
island is.
That's cool.
We all have to bear in mind our listeners can't see this, so we're going to have to
Yeah.
describe what's happening.
Imagine a cargo plane. There are 4 turboprop engines.
It looks like it's kind of a South Pacific island in the
Okay, you know what?
monsoon
I
season.
said we had to describe what's happening. This may be the dumbest thing we've tried to do on this show.
Okay, so basically that
So now there's a lovely, crispy ocean.
you can pick your.
kind
you
of
can,
misty down
okay.
there.
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
a bit of low-hanging cloud. You can press F to eject, but no one has yet.
You can pick your location to drop out at. So this guy is obviously picking some island down there for some tactical reason.
What happens
I
if
don't
he
know.
keeps going?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't die.
Maybe that's why he's trying to
Probably
find
grab
out.
Oh, okay,
There
he's
he goes.
ejected.
He's just jumped out.
He's ejected.
He's bald, he's dressed in a t-shirt, and some black trousers.
There's a kind of
nice looking
river.
boots, and he's wearing fingerless
Wearing an
gloves.
Adidas bag.
I'm not sure about his fashion choice now, lads.
Now there's a river down there which has a bridge transecting
Yeah,
it.
you can currently hear the wind rushing
Lads,
by.
I'm
because
gonna have to
he's really
edit all this
diving,
crap
like.
out.
This is
Stay
so,
in the parachute
this
or
is
an
so
Adidas school
stupid.
bag.
Okay, but we move on to something else.
Yeah, we probably should.
Oh.
This is all the game is. This is all it is. Really.
Wait,
Oh,
he's
shit,
about to
this
drop.
looks
Hang on,
cool.
we haven't even. Let's wait till he gets a kill at least, or gets killed.
His legs at the bottom.
Nobody gets marked on a map. That's the thing. So.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like somewhat similar to DayZ,
It just
except
splat
without
It's
the
kind
zombies.
of
Yeah.
kind of like what DayZ tried to do.
Yeah.
I want to
Except
get
it was never-
DayZ. When will they?
DayZ, yeah, I mean the map is too
Well,
big.
yeah,
Like it
after
just,
a while.
yeah.
But the idea of like lowering the size or decreasing the size of the
Which,
map
yeah, probably a good
as
idea.
you go is a really good mechanic. It's a good way to get around that.
Don't
yeah.
go into the house.
No, he's going to hide the house. And here's the thing: a lot of
Hide
people
the
have figured out that if you leave a house door open,
It looks like
it looks like somebody's in there. So what you can do is you can
Just
lure
go around
somebody in,
opening
and
all
then you
the
can
doors.
like you can like camp on the stairs and stuff like that. And yeah, here's the thing: like you have to find your own weapons. When you kill somebody, you get to
Oh,
loot their
shit,
body
I'd play that.
if you can find the body.
Yeah.
I have a
Um,
feeling like people probably get to know the map too well then after.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
There's only one map. If they make a
Oh.
second map,
They'd
They're
have to
gonna-
make.
they're
In
gonna
order to
roll
keep,
the
in order to keep it as a cash cow, they'd have to make a few, wouldn't they?
What would
They'd have
be,
to keep
what,
making
what
them.
would be quite good is if they had the technology that you can randomly generate maps.
Yeah.
Yeah, can they not do that?
here's
Well,
the thing about
randomly
randomly
generate the
generating a
weapons,
map.
at
How
least.
do you assure that the map is balanced?
Randomly
tough to
generate
do
the weapons at least.
Yeah.
I think that's already done. It's just
Oh,
randomly
okay, grand.
generated what you find.
Probably
you,
like one tower.
you
If
get
they were
really
to-
lucky and find a rocket launcher.
If they
or
were to
something.
put this into the sporting e-game thing, you could have the map be pre-generated beforehand and tested. And
That'd
then,
be
but
cool.
the public doesn't know about it, like,
That'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
I mean, potentially, if this becomes like popular enough, they could just like devote the rest of their time to just developing more and more maps and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
become-
what they're probably gonna
if
do.
this
And
becomes
The thing is,
popular
this
with 10
studio
million
is a studio which nobody's ever heard of before. It's a studio called Blue Hole Studios,
What an awful name.
and they're based in South Korea. So
So it probably sounds better in Korean.
But an Irish guy is the initial...
Irish guy Brendan
car,
Green.
idea.
Oh, there's a car over there. That means it's
Originally, I think it was
From
it was
church.
a mod for some game before they started it as like a proper thing.
Can you?
Oh,
You know,
come on.
you can,
Get
probably,
him, get him.
you can probably keep elements
Can
of
you
this
go
discussion.
prone?
There's bits of it that are good. You can probably keep elements of this discussion. There's bits of it that were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to
Um,
church.
He's going to church.
He's heading up the hill now.
Sometimes, lads, we might not want to get moving.
Oh, fuck.
If we can.
To the pub.
We've been all day at this, like,
Like a
Rob his
mad
car.
thing. Hang on. No, I just want to see him get killed or get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's approaching in the worst
The game.
possible way. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
he's gonna get iced.
don't go into scope when you're behind a tree. What is it?
Oh, somebody died. With a
Nothing.
crowbar.
Oh, fuck. Oh, there's another guy.
That's cool. It's cool because the like.
And he obviously
Wait,
sees
come
him.
on,
Because,
come
or does he?
Oh,
You can't see him
Oh, no.
oh, that's
Where'd you go?
cheeky.
Oh shit, you got him.
That's
That
great
would
because
suck
can
for that guy, though. I
Yeah.
wouldn't. The one thing that would not attract me about this game is the fact that like if you die immediately, you're done. You're finished. There's one winner, and that's it. Like,
I bet like you have to wait a while to get into a game.
but you can just dip out and go back into another.
Is
game.
there no facility to play dead? Because I imagine in real life that's exactly what I'd do.
Yeah, there would be.
There probably is a way to do that. I would say.
Yeah, just hold
Anyway,
still.
right, lads, we need to move on.
Well, I wonder if you could go to the
Let's play
Destiny
around
route and
with
camouflage
probably-
yourself.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could go to the Destiny route and camouflage yourself. But like then lie down and like the girls-
Motionless, like just find a really remote part and just curl up in a bush and just
Yeah,
like,
they should-
wait
that's
for
what
everyone-
snipers do.
They should
What?
make
That's what
camouflage
snipers
back
do.
then.
Yeah, I know, but just wait for everyone to kill them, not kill themselves, kill each other.
They should just make ghillie
I would
suits.
just curl up in a fetal position somewhere and scream for my mother.
No, you do what the little girl in the Hunger Games.
That's literally
tried.
what would happen to me in real life, probably. It's which
You do what Peter and the little girl in the Hunger Games are doing, where you camouflage yourself and you hide until all the strong ones have all killed each other, and then you wait till there's just one left who's probably been grievously wounded by whoever else he's killed, and then you just wait for it, let him chase you around a bit until he passes out from blood loss, and then you stab him a couple times. That's it, it's done.
Very simplified
Yeah.
way of.
I mean, I feel like
that's a good idea for a future topic. How would you survive the Hunger Games?
They do exactly that.
Yeah,
Just,
that's what
let
I
them
do
all
as well.
kill each other, and then let the
become a
wounded winner collapse.
No,
across
just
the road.
like do a few things, but like have some like witty one-liners prepared, so you become an audience favorite, and it's in their interest to keep you as around.
That's a good.
Talk
That's actually
shit-
a great idea.
Talk
for the
shit
audience,
before
yeah.
the game.
no, don't
Yo, bro, nothing. like, don't even do the whole thing. You know,
Conor McGregor survived the Hunger Games.
I mean, he probably would. But like, no, I love that. Like, you know, when they do the selection ceremonies, at the Hunger Games, it's all real solemn and nice. I just start immediately trash talking. Just be like, yeah, I saw the lads. It's from the other.
Well, don't the
from
tributes-
other
don't
section.
the
I am
tributes from the
going
richer
to
districts do
tear
that.
every single last
But don't the
vein
tributes-
from your neck before I tear your head off and shit down in it.
But
I'm
don't
going
they-
to ride into your favela on a horse like the conquistadors of old.
But sure, don't the major district tributes actually do that? They shit talk and all and dress really glamorously and all the rest.
They do,
of it.
yeah,
Yeah,
to
the
be
1
fair,
to 3
yeah.
districts. Like.
Yeah.
Okay,
But-
lads, we need
yeah.
to move on. Come on.
Yeah.
Last item on the list, okay? Middle Earth Shadow of War is coming at the end of the month.
no.
I never played the
I
original.
wanted that game to be. I want to get that game except for the fucking microtransactions.
Yeah, fair
Shadow
enough.
of War. I
This
don't
is
know
the
if I got game of the
controversy around it here is
I think I ruined the punch.
there was a guy. No, it's not microtransactions. It's a different thing. There was a guy working for the company. Who is it? What? Monolith Studios. That's the name of it. And unfortunately, during the development of this game, he got cancer and he died.
Oh.
no.
But well, yeah.
Unfortunate.
And then, so to honor his memory, basically they created a character within the game. The character is an orc by the name of something or other. Basically, like it's a modification of his nickname.
Oh, that's
The
right.
idea was to remember this guy.
Yeah,
like
and
an
the idea-
orc is.
And well, no, he wanted his. He liked the
It's
orc.
in his
Yeah,
memory,
yeah.
and we
Like
can't
it was,
remember
it
him to
was
begin
done
with.
in good faith.
Okay, no, that's
wrong
nice.
with that.
And what they
I don't
did
mind
was,
that, yeah.
sorry, what they did was they announced this guy as a downloadable character, and they're selling the DLC for $5, and all the proceeds in America anyway go to the family of this guy.
That's nice.
He's
Now-
a good character.
Because of a legal loophole, it's ambiguous as to whether the proceeds from anywhere else in the world go to the family.
Well, how much money does the family need?
You don't, I would imagine this
Like
piece
the
They
of-
have
sales
to
in
pay
America.
No,
is
in fairness, they do
pretty
have to
good.
pay for
this
shit.
piece of DLC.
Yeah, I know, but like the sales
That's-
in America, that's pretty good.
Well, I
Like,
think actually it varies by state as well, whether because
Oh,
some states
right,
have different
okay.
charity laws and stuff like that.
of course they do. Yeah.
So I'm not sure. The controversy is basically that in some way or another, Warner Brothers, which I think is the developers,
There's
no, the
the
publishers,
producers, aren't? Or yeah,
the publishers of the game are going to be profiteering off this piece of DLC, which was made in memory of.
that's
A dead man, yeah, that's
So the controversy is, well, should you just made the character and put him in the game for free, or is the gesture of donating to the family worth it if some of the money is also like this is just it's just a fact of doing this that it's going to go to the publisher as well, just by virtue
Yeah, well, I
of,
mean,
like,
I think
sell it
if they
elsewhere.
publish,
Well,
like,
that
if
usually
they instead of just saying the money will go to the family, if they publish whatever proportion of the profit we made will go, like on average, will go to
Yeah.
the family, then it'll
Yeah.
be a bit more. Ethical
Yeah, that's
and stuff.
true. Yeah,
'Cause at least
if
that
the
way you know what
majority
you're
of it was
buying.
going, of course, some of it was going to go to the publisher, but if the majority of it was going to that guy's family or some charity of sorts,
Yeah.
I would be happy enough with that. Yeah,
The
that
other
would be
thing is
okay.
some of the money will also go to Microsoft or Sony, whoever's selling. Like, it's going.
Well, yeah, but everyone who's endorsing, who's doing that thing with charity, this isn't just video games. Everyone who does that kind of thing gets percentage of the revenue.
Yeah,
But
that's
like, it would be in the, if ethically speaking, it should be in the minority.
true. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
like I mean, like charities have to pay to get venues for places and stuff. For example, you know.
I can't think right now, but they did stuff like that before, didn't they? Not like for charity, but
They did some Carmine's Helmet of Gears.
they did some cool memorials and stuff in other games, didn't they?
They did that in the new Rome Total War game, didn't they?
I think
There
so.
was a guy who was like a mega fan of the game, and
Yeah.
they rendered him in as like a Roman general or something.
I heard
I
about
was gonna say,
a man
there was
who
a character
died
in Skyrim.
Yes, this
Who was
is
a
very
developer,
touching.
or he worked for Bethesda anyway. But
No, this was sorry. This is another thing I heard of a man that died playing Skyrim, right? And his
Did
brother.
he die playing Skyrim?
No, he was
just
a
a
big
fan
fan
of
of Skyrim, and he was in the middle of a playthrough while it happened when he died. And his brother loaded his last save
Oh.
and marked the guy's location on the game's map and left your man standing there for like eternity. But loads of other players of the game all over the internet went to that spot in their own game and were like laying flowers and
I
stuff
remember
like
another one.
yeah.
I heard another one
Yeah.
about I think it was like Gran Turismo or something, and this guy played with his dad, and his dad, like, I think he had the record in it, and he could do like a ghost trial,
Yeah.
where you'd be racing against the winning the best car so far.
Yeah.
And I think his dad then died, and like he'd play that as if he's playing it with him, but he'd let the car win just before.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Well, I mean, on the completely flip side, I remember. I feel like it was StarCraft or something, or something.
There's something
some
like StarCraft.
MMORPG, like something like
There's
that.
definitely a StarCraft thing, I think.
There was, yeah, and basically what happened was one of the players on one of these teams died in real life.
Yeah. Did he die playing the game?
I heard about this one. I heard about this
what
one.
he did was what happened was that, but all the other. So basically, they had to kill off the character as well. But what they did was they had the members of his team in StarCraft or whatever had the funeral for the character, and the opposing team bombed them during the funeral. Not realizing, that it was for an actual person who'd actually
It was
died.
a World of Warcraft, actually.
I think it might be
Like
World of Warcraft.
no, let's be honest. Even if they knew, they wouldn't give a shit. People have bombed funerals in real life.
Yeah.
I'm going to close this example out on I'm going to close this topic out on like a good example from I think it was Star Wars: The Old Republic. When Carrie Fisher died last winter, a bunch of players went to. You can go to Alderaan in the game. A bunch of people went to the palace there, and they had like a gathering, and they had like a virtual vigil basically for.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So,
no, that was another example.
Is that game good, or is it just...
Yeah, it's meant to be
it's
good.
absolute trash.
Oh, that's upsetting.
I heard it
I
was
have
good.
Guild Wars 2, and like I bought that because like when you buy it, you don't have to worry about prescription or subscriptions. Subscriptions.
This is your brain on Star Wars.
These are yours a brain on this Star Wars.
I remember I used to play World of Warcraft a bit. That was pretty fun because it was cheap enough, really. Well, not
What,
cheap,
€12 a month, isn't it?
I think it was like a tenner or something.
I think it's prescription.
Yeah, it's gone up now. Isn't it?
Now, my favourite thing about World of Warcraft was I think there was one guy who played it for years and years and years, and his whole thing was he just found this one little corner of the map. Like, which you needed to travel through to get to two main locations, but just became massively overpowered and just killed anyone who came within.
It's a
his, like-
fucking
Is that the
virtual
South Park
highway map.
episode? Are you
No,
sure
I'm
I'm thinking about the
not
South
thinking
Park
about,
episode?
I'm not thinking about the South Park
Fallout
episode
3.
that actually happened.
That may have inspired the episode.
It's like your man from Fallout 3 with the sniper rifle. Remember the old man in Fallout 3?
Are you thinking of New Vegas?
No, the Fallout 3. There's a guy you can go to. I think if you're trying to get to Tenpenny Tower, you have to go to this guy and kill him, and he has this sniper rifle in his minefield, and he's in this tower. He's just an old man.
I think I remember that actually. Yeah.
You can leave him alone, I think, or
Nah, kill him. If you come across a peaceful character and they're just minding their business, murder them and take all their money.
Your karma mustn't have been very good.
I remember
Okay.
when I played that game, I was only like 9 or 10, probably.
I remember
when
you
played it.
showing me at the Mothership Zeta DLC.
Yeah.
But I remember the funniest thing about Fallout 3 was because it had like a kind of Bethesda game of that era, it didn't have very many characters. So anytime you ran across a new and interesting character, it's kind of like, I wonder what quest you're related to. I have yet to know what.
Yeah,
it is, but-
your man in the white suit and shady sunglasses.
Oh, that's
in
the
the pub.
Tenpenny guy, is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
he looks like the kind of guy that would like give you quests or give
I
you
was
items.
playing a game of Oblivion the other day with my friend David.
Oblivion's great.
Yeah, we went to this fucking town where every NPC was really hostile towards you, and we discovered this fucking secret underground cult.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I used to
isn't
know
it?
the name of that quest and that town.
That was the thing. We never activated the quest, so nothing actually happened. There was just loads of people underground trying to attack us. We killed them all,
The
and all the
deep
important
ones or
characters
something.
came down, and we
Into
couldn't
the
do anything. They were just standing around.
It was it's a reference to a H.P. Lovecraft story. It's basically it's a quest designed like the H.P. Lovecraft story Shadow over Innsmouth.
Yeah.
Except it was Shadow over Hackdirt.
Yeah.
And it was the town of Hackdirt.
yeah.
No, I actually remember that quest. That was really good. It was a great quest.
But we didn't get. You're supposed to rescue an Argonian in that quest, but we hadn't actually met them yet to activate it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just ended up.
So we just ended up going down murdering all the cultists and leaving.
That actually, if you play that quest and you don't go to Hackdirt, like I think they position Hackdirt so you're not supposed to be able to, like it's supposed to be difficult to find it.
No, we just wandered in by accident.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really
It-
close to where the first quest.
Yeah, I know.
main
But
story is.
yeah. So, but it's not. It's kind of it's put in a place where you wouldn't necessarily go in that direction. But the point is, yeah, if you actually play that, if you only go there for the first time for the quest, it's actually really good. It's a good quest.
Oh.
Okay. Right, okay, I think we're going to call the episode there. So, any concluding remarks about anything we talked about today, or anything?
Don't do drugs.
Huh? Don't do
No,
drugs.
don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids. Remember, this is your brain. That's your brain on drugs.
Winners don't do drugs.
Winners don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Actually, if you can, check out I think it's the Commando game cabinet in Token in Smithfield.
And most of them have anti-drug PSAs on them.
They have all of them do.
Yeah.
A lot of them
most,
do, yeah,
most
yeah.
of them. Most of the drug, most of the drug cabinets, most of the game cabinets in Token in Smithfield have an anti-drug PSA on them. So go check that out.
It's funny because we play them while abusing a substance.
That's true. Are you giving a shout out to Token? And the
Shout out to Token,
in the hope
yeah.
they'll give us money.
We might do
The free break brought to you by.
Honestly, if Token want to sponsor us, I will take sponsorship in
a
just
free
tokens.
Monday night out or
Yeah,
something.
fair enough. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with sponsorship.
Nothing wrong with that.
Although, actually,
Just
all
give
you,
this recording to them. Tell them there's like 2,000 people listening.
all you dorks out there, right? Listen, you can currently in Token get a €20 deal for which you get a pint, you get a main, a side, and you get
10
10 tokens. Yeah, for €20.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Really, really good. So
This sounds like they sponsor us. We should try. We should.
I
stop
would
this.
Token if you're listening. We're looking for money. So
This week sponsored by Loot Crate.
Could we actually have like a kind of opposite public service announcement where we encourage people to do drugs and then get like sponsorship from like a drug cartel?
Remember, if a man,
I'm
gives
sure
you
you could.
drugs-
I mean, I'm not endorsing
If a
it.
man gives you drugs on the street,
We're here to
'cause drugs are expensive.
talk about Elmo the Skid's new brand of wacky tobacco.
Anyway, okay.
I love it.
Okay, for the last time for a while,
Medellin Cartel.
ladies and gentlemen, for the last time for at least until we come back next week, but for Michael it's going to be slightly longer.
Oh boy. Bye.
What? Okay, Michael, you want anything to say to the listeners before you
Oh,
go?
we're still running.
I'll be back.
The one thing I do want to say is to quote that episode of The Simpsons where they move out of Springfield to Cypress Creek. So long, Stinktown.
It's not that stinky. Right, I'm Sean Clerkin.
I'm
Alex Bowles.
Okay, we're going to say that again. I'm Sean Clerkin.
I'm Alex Bowles.
I'm Owen McConnell.
And this has been Frame Rate on Trinity FM. Thank you for listening. We'll see you on Freshers Week.
Hey, what about Michael?